Maybe you are gonna be on camera.
Would you like to join us? Okay. Bye, Ashton.
Just find a spot. Hang out, I guess.
Hello, and welcome to the Music Lens podcast with me, Alex Allegra.
And Katie Fee.
And possibly Asher, who is my new puppy.
Yeah.
He's not sure what he's doing at the moment, but we're letting him test to see if he wants to be on.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's heading upstairs.
I think he's just.
Oh, no, never mind.
I don't know. He's very nosy. He likes to be in, but he's not as tall as Ant is, so you guys can't really see him.
Except for jumping on the couch.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is he good over there?
Yeah, there's
okay, cool. Yeah, he's 3, but he acts way more like a puppy.
Yeah, he does.
So, definitely likes to get smelling everything and jumping and all that. So,
yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, the year is coming to a close. We have 2 more official episodes this year.
Yes.
And then it will be the new year.
Yeah,
and then
some new stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, I guess, next episode or early January, but we're going to change up some formatting a little bit, and we're very excited we're about to bring you guys for more content next year.
Yeah.
And we look forward to it. So, what has happened in music? I forget, like, what our last, like, news... I know it was, like, the AI stuff. And, that was perfect timing to get that episode out. Because we had recorded it, obviously, ahead. And then, like, I saw everyone post the same week we posted our episode. And I was
it was, like, the week...
Actually,
I think it was, like, maybe the week before, a couple days before or something. Someone posted something, and I, like, reposted it to our story. It was like, hey, here's a little teaser about what's to come for our episode. Because it was the exact topic, basically. Yeah. So... Yeah.
We saw Wicked 2.
We did see Wicked 2.
Finally.
I went home, and the next night I was like, what streaming service is the first Wicked on? And it's Amazon Prime, so I watched the first one.
I love it.
I haven't seen it since we went to last year.
That don't like and like care that it's like a musical, it definitely feels like it's part of the first one, and I think that throws a lot of people, because I think a lot of other people like want it to be its own movie, like a sequel kind of a situation, but it's not.
Right, it's 2 parts.
It's just a second part to the first part of the movie. I didn't cry as much as I thought I was going to. I didn't expect to cry as much for the first movie, and I cried like at least 3 times. And then this one, I knew I was going to cry for good, because I always cry during that song. And I just know how intense the second half of it is. It didn't need to be a whole 2-hour movie. I just wish they would have done a big 3-hour movie and just made us sit through it all, but that's just a personal opinion.
I mean, because, like, isn't Titanic 3 hours? So, like, there's movies that are that long.
Endgame was, like, all of us could have sat through that 3-hour movie. It would have been fine.
Yeah. Era's tour film is however long, so
or like, if you wanted to be true to a theater experience and like give people a bathroom break, have a 15-minute intermission. They've done that in theaters too before, so like 15-minute intermission, because this is technically a musical, but also I know you guys have to pee, so please go to the bathroom. Because I even had to add 2 extra songs to the movie to make it a full movie.
Well, they do that in general, like live action Beauty and the Beast has additional songs and stuff. I wish they would have had Home from the Broadway version for that one, but
but the songs, I think when it's done well, it's done well. Like Home is such a good song that like people associate it so much with the Beauty and the Beast that it's like I forget that it's not actually in the movie.
Yeah.
But like these 2, I know every single girl, and I would be too, so I'm not judging. Maybe a little bit, but like I'm also like I would have been too, is going to sing The Girl in the Bubble for their like I've had a tough year and I'm gonna sing my heart out in this song, because trust me, I'd be right there. The other one I just don't think was necessary, the No Place Like Home. I think that was just a tie into the Wizard of Oz part of it.
I like the nod to Wizard of Oz just because I was obsessed with that movie as like a 3-year-old, so
my problem with it was it just felt like they were really trying to stretch out the time, and every scene made, like, it's normally not, like, a whole 30-minute sequence. Like each scene was so like they just had these big dead spaces, and like every line was so slow. And so much emotion was packed into it. And it is a very emotional second half, but again, I just didn't think. And you got some of like Glinda's background and stuff, and like there was a lot thrown in. And I just felt like it could have very easily been knocked down to the hour that it was and still been just as good and have a bigger impact, because I just think it's hard to Asher. No, it's hard to get the full impact of the show.
Yeah,
cutting it in half.
Yeah.
Anything else? Did we
Hi.
talk about Kelsey's EP already?
I don't think so. I think we talked about I Sit in Parks before it came out.
So we talked about I Sit in Parks, and then I think I cut out a chunk of the last episode because we thought there was an album, and then she was like, "I'm so sorry, that was not
I'm sorry." But yeah, love the EP.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The revisionist.
Yes.
Oh my god. Like there's so I wish I wrote that whole EP, honestly. Like it was so personal to her, but still so like so incredible. So
yeah, and then she's doing her Australia shows right now, and she put Emerald City and I'm Not That Girl together, so little wicked tie-in with that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
also, talking about good marketing and strategy, and I think a lot of people sleep on her still, and I think she should be so much bigger than she is Megan Moroney. And I think her coloring, like the whole blue to pink situation, obviously not super slept on because she's about to do a stadium tour next, or an arena tour, which is where she's at. But I think she's still very under the radar slept on for a lot of things. Like I think she doesn't actually get, like, her fans are dedicated fans, but as far as like a broad audience, she doesn't really have that. You know?
Yeah.
And like she doesn't really get a lot of like radio attention, I feel like. Like she does, but I don't think as much as somebody like Ella or
and I think in the award shows too, she like will get nominated, but she won't necessarily be the one to win for awards. Like usually we do a CMA episode. We're not doing that this year. But they did happen, and she, I don't think, got anything.
No, but she's so smart.
But Ella got a lot of the ones.
Talk about how smart she is, though. She sent out puzzle pieces to announce her next album and tour.
Yeah.
No, like her next tour.
The cities for the tour.
Yeah.
Like
she sent out puzzle pieces and everyone had to come together to put together the puzzle. That's so smart. That is like the thing that everyone loved about Taylor and her Easter eggs and all this stuff was stuff like that. Like she would send out little Christmas gifts to people. She would send out personalized stuff that like ended up being announcements for things. Like that is the smart stuff that like draws in a fan base and keeps a fan base. And I think Megan doesn't get enough credit for that because I'm just like, even though I'm not like a diehard Megan Moroney fan, I do think she's insanely talented and I would love to go see her live. She's on my list to go see this year. But like, she's just so, her or her team, I don't know who's coming up with it, it's just smart as to how they're approaching it. And it works. Like, I don't know if it's just like the secret formula and like the Spotify thing downtown, like that's smart. Like,
she had like,
instead of just opening up a bar herself like everyone else does. Like
well, I don't know if that was probably Spotify Wrapped wanted to do something in Nashville because they have it for other artists in other cities, but they had basically where Jack's Barbecue used to be, they painted the whole building blue, had a big blue bow, and it was like the only thing bigger than this bow is Megan Moroney's, they had the number X amount of streams in 2025 and the Spotify Wrapped stuff.
Yeah. Like, how many people just care about an artist switching from blue to a pink dress? Like, that is good branding that she is associated with even a color. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's good branding.
Yeah.
It's just good fandom interactions. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it's just good. It's smart. It's consistency. It's creating... I saw somebody that was like, you are your own niche. You just have to be consistent about what that is and looks like, and fans will like draw onto that. If you're switching it up every couple posts or like not sure what you're doing or just trying to fit in and like push a niche to like an unauthentic degree, like it's not gonna work. But like if you're consistent, people will catch on. It just might take some time. So
yeah,
and I just think it's very smart of her. So
yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, CMA Awards happened. We're not gonna get too much into it.
Just not a lot
Just
happened,
'cause-
I think.
Well, everyone's same thing as always. They're mad that Lainey's winning all the big awards, but I think her performance of that night showed why she's Entertainer of the Year. So I'm for it. But yeah,
I will say
were mad
I
about
liked
that.
Lainey. I wasn't like a diehard fan until I saw her live, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't have a lot of expectations, and like I know that's like unfortunate, but like I just was like, okay, like there was a lot of other really good performers on the sets that I was seeing her at, and then she came out, and I was like, okay, there's a reason she was headlining that night. Like I was just blown away. I was like, okay, she deserves all the respect and all the praise that she's getting, because that was
100%.
incredible. So I was like, top notch, and I heard everyone around me say that type of stuff too. So I was like, good for her.
Yeah, and other people upset because Kelsey didn't get female, and then of course Morgan Wallen fans are upset, even though he doesn't care about the award. They get upset on his behalf for no reason. So there's that. Yeah, like I said, don't want to get too much into it because I feel like that would open up a whole conversation where it would take up most of the episode about different awards and stuff. But I thought it was a pretty great show. Ratings are down, but they're always down every year. That's just kind of
there's a
the
reason
natural
that
progression of
CMT
things.
in general has cut so much of their own staff, is because TV is just down.
Well, I think award shows in general just aren't being watched as much, and TV in general, because we're in a streaming society now. So
I think they shouldn't be caring so much about like the first day. Maybe look at like your first week's worth of streams, because sometimes it's like people have the ability to watch after, but I don't think like a month from now people are like, oh yeah, those CMT awards, let me go watch them. Like I think within the first week is like your real audience. It's like yes, I know that the first day is like what you want in like the live and all that stuff, but I think we're in a streaming like on demand service that it's like, okay, no one is like stressing about having to make it to their couch in time to watch something. So they might still plan some things, but still want to watch it. And it's just not as like, I need to know urgently now. I mean, unless you just don't want any spoilers of things. And that's why it's more important. I think as much as I used to hate it, I think now the performance aspect of it is a lot more important.
Right.
And also just seeing how active people are on your socials with it. Because I think having some like big moments on like your stories and stuff like that, like I want to watch it in real time but on socials, so like keeping up to date. Like if I'm out somewhere, I want to be like, okay, who won, okay, what's next, okay, and like seeing that kind of thing I think is a better judge of what your audience is doing, rather than just are they watching the show live at this time and that's it.
Right. But speaking of CMT, do you want to get into the topic, or do you have anything else?
No, yeah.
Okay,
I was like, I thought you were like making me introduce it, and I was like, you did the research. I don't know what the topic is.
So I don't know when this was announced, because we were going to do this a while ago, and then with AI artists and stuff, we kind of pushed it back to make sure that episode got out when the news, like we said, was happening in real time. But CMT Hot 20 Countdown is ending this month after 12 years on air. And it was...
This month is December for
this
people.
Month is, anyone in the future watching this, but it was CMT's only remaining original music program, because the CMT Awards are on an indefinite hiatus, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too.
With that in mind, then it's really their only remaining original music program, and now that's ending. And so kind of just like figured we'd do an episode about music videos and how like the history of that and how they're still relevant today, but how it's kind of changed as far as what purpose they serve in a way. So we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, to the birth of the music video, if you will. In 1895, the quote-unquote first music video was filmed at Thomas Edison's studio. The oldest known film with music was made for the kinetophone, a device developed by Thomas Edison's lab that showed moving pictures and was also fitted out with a phonograph. In the film, its inventor, William Dixon, plays music from a popular operetta on a violin as two men dance beside him. The soundtrack was recorded separately on a wax cylinder that went missing for several decades, turned up at the Edison National Historical Site in the early 1960s, and was finally reunited with the picture in 1998. Intended primarily as a test, the Dixon experimental sound film, as the clip is known, was not released, in part because the kinetophone, I hope I'm saying that right, never caught on with consumers. And then we jump into the early 20th century, and there's illustrated songs capture moviegoers' eyes and ears. So first introduced in 1894 as a publicity stunt for marketing sheet music, which is interesting to me of thinking of like sheet music being marketed, but that was the time period. Illustrated songs consisted of photographic images painted in color and projected from glass slides, sometimes interspersed with silent moving picture clips. Audience members in vaudeville houses and Nickelodeons would watch these visual displays as pianists and vocalists performed corresponding music, usually before silent films started or during reel changes. And then we get the 1920s. Sound on film ushers in the era of musical shorts. So the first motion pictures with sound on film, a system that synchronized movies and their soundtracks, was presented at New York City's Rivoli Theater in April 1923. The same technology is later used in 1927 in The Jazz Singer, which is the first full-length talkie in cinema history, if you know anything from movie history stuff. Known as musical shorts, these clips were played before feature films well into the 1940s. So then we skip to the 1940s, where Soundies put coins in jukeboxes across the U.S. Direct precursors to the modern music video, Soundies were 3-minute films featuring music and dance performances designed to play on jukebox-like projection machines in bars, restaurants, and other public spaces. And then we go to 1959, when the actual term music video was coined. So, according to...
I didn't think it was going to be that early.
I know, I'm like, we're going...
I'm like,
I'm going really fast just because it's, like, a lot of information, but there is, like, a lot of, like, before we even get to, like, MTV, which I think is what most people think of for music videos. So, according to some music historians, singer and songwriter Giles Perry Richardson, who went by the Big Bopper, became the first person to use the phrase music video in a 1959 interview with a British magazine. Side note, he also was in the same plane crash that killed Buddy Holly and Richie Valens, so that infamous event. The Chantilly Lace singer is also credited with making some of the earliest known rock videos in 1958. Then we get to the 60s with the Beatles, where they marry movies and music. Perhaps more than any other band before them, the Beatles harnessed the power of film to market their records and express themselves as artists. In addition to starring in full-length features such as Help and A Hard Day's Night, the Fab Four recorded dozens of promotional clips, some with narratives and others composed largely of psychedelic images that were broadcast in their native England and overseas. Many rock and roll bands of the late 1960s and 70s followed their lead, releasing increasingly sophisticated promo films that shared the lineup with live performances on televised music variety shows. This was a way to promote their music without having to travel for in-person appearances all the time, which then ties into Top of the Pops, which I looked it up, and it started January 1st, 1964, and then it went all the way to 2006. So I guess people in the UK are probably more familiar with Top of the Pops. I honestly didn't know about it until the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, where they had the clips or whatever scenes of Queen on Top of the Pops. But
is that what that is?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was either. I just assumed that they were just, I don't even know.
But it's a British chart music television series. Like I said, created January 1st, 1964. The show's format created a demand for frequent studio appearances by renowned British and U.S. artists at short notice, as the charts came out on Tuesday mornings and the show was taped live on Thursdays. Since artists couldn't always make it on short notice, it prompted the production of pre-recorded or filmed inserts referred to as promotional videos, which were substitutes for live performances and played a pivotal role in development of the music video genre. And then we have also with Top of the Pops in 1975, Queen created a promotional video to show their new single Bohemian Rhapsody on Top of the Pops. According to rock historian Paul Fowles, the song is, quote, widely credited as the first global hit single for which an accompanying video was central to the marketing strategy, end quote. Rolling Stone has said of Bohemian Rhapsody, quote, its influence cannot be overstated, practically inventing the music video 7 years before MTV went on the air, end quote. So, kind of have Queen as part of that as well with all their imagery and stuff.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Like, not that they're not creative enough to do something like that, obviously, but I just would have guessed that they had other people come before 1975, though. Like,
yeah, well, the Beatles, but
like that, like a actual styled music video kind of concept.
So that gets us all the way to MTV, which on August 1st, 1981, MTV launched with the airing of Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. With this new outlet for material, the music video would, by the mid-1980s, grow to play a central role in popular music marketing. Many important acts of this period, most notably Michael Jackson, Duran Duran, and Madonna, owed a great deal of their success to the skillful construction and seductive appeal of their videos. And this also influenced other music video channels popping up in the 80s, including CMT in 83 and VH1, which stands for Video Hits 1 in 84.
Oh, I thought Video Hits 1 came out more like in the early 2000s, 90s, because it was more like throwback stuff versus like MTV was like the modern stuff, but that's what I always assumed it was, but...
I don't know. It's from 85.
Yeah.
Did I say 84? 85. 84, yeah. It says 85. I don't know why I said 84. It's fine. It's close. So that kind of got us into an era where artists are starting to be visual brands. So with the rise of the music video, music's no longer just primarily an auditory experience, and artists crafted personas extending beyond their music, which we're going to briefly jump forward to today with this stuff, but since it's with MTV, we're doing this. So visual first content. The flashy, high production music videos of the 80s have paved the way for today's visual centric platforms, whether it's Instagram's curated aesthetic, TikTok's short form videos, or YouTube's deep dive content. The principle remains the same. Strong visuals create engagement and word of mouth and social sharing. MTV made music videos must-see events, much like how viral content spreads through social media today. People recorded their favorite videos on VHS tapes, discussed them at school, and mimicked dance moves, mirroring the way memes and trends spread online. While MTV itself has shifted away from its original format, its impact remains undeniable. The idea of using captivating video content to drive engagement, connect emotionally with audiences, and create cultural moments is exactly what today's digital marketers strive to do. And then the last part of the history stuff to kind of get us up to today is that YouTube changes the ecosystem again. So launched in 2005. YouTube launched, making the viewing of online video much faster and easier. YouTube breathed life into the music video format. Artists regained control of their visual content in that there were no gatekeepers preventing them from putting them out into the world, unlike TV channels. It also allowed for monetization options through ads, allowing artists to profit directly from their visual work. Viral music videos like Psy's Gangnam Style, the first video to hit 1 billion views on YouTube, or Luis Fonsi's Despacito demonstrate the vast potential YouTube holds for artists to make a significant impact through the music video medium. Which I feel like I get most of my views and streams of any type of video and music on YouTube, honestly.
That stuff actually does pretty well on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know why, if there's some sort of SEO thing happening with it.
But it's good because YouTube is still the #1 platform for, and everyone's like, you guys, the broad audience is still like focused on the wrong things, and it's like YouTube is still the number one power player for active fan engagement type views. Like, those are the people that are returning back for your music a lot of times, not the TikTok stars, not the Instagram virality of it, it's the YouTube, and then obviously like your streaming platforms branch off of that, but like YouTube is where like active discovery for like lifelong fans still comes. And I have not done anything with my YouTube in so long, but even posting shorts on YouTube got me subscribers. Like, and like, but then there's also the difference of like just putting shit out there just to put shit out there is like not gonna get you, it's gonna get you stuff obviously, but not, it still has to be crafted in a way that like matches what you're doing, like, but also like some of the best music videos are like the most random things that it's like something nostalgic or something like what is going on, but then like if you just have an like music videos can still really make or break things if you let it. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I feel like today it's like they're more of like a branding tool and a marketing tool, which I mean kind of was in the 80s too, as it said, of that was kind of the start of using that as a marketing tool, because it's just another way for people to interact with your music, and it's another avenue for discovering your music through the video, as you were saying with like how you gain followers that way and stuff. So it's also a branding tool in that they help your audience get to know you and your brand, and visual consistency can help with building that recognition. So honestly, in my research, one of these examples was just from the research, and then I came up with thinking of Lainey Wilson she's very much like rustic, warm, vintage tones with her videos, like, and you think like rootsy, grounded, southern storytelling with like a tinge of the West, because I feel like a lot of like turquoise and like desert landscapes kind of go throughout most of her videos. The one that I found with research was saying Billie Eilish, so correct me if this is inaccurate, but they said like eerie, surreal, muted colors, meaning like outsider, emotional, dark pop kind of sound.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so it can really just kind of help reinforce the branding of the artist with more visuals and such, and kind of create a whole world for your music, so that way fans can connect deeper with the audio visual world that feels immersive. So think of like
even getting those visual aspects of it. I mean, you go back to like elections when with JFK versus Nixon, when those were the first televised election.
They said a lot of
campaigns. It changed results completely because you could like actively like watch and perceive something versus just hearing something, and like those had two different results. So like seeing someone's brand is like such a key aspect to things now.
With like the world building though, I think of like how Cardigan and Willow for Folklore and Evermore, they're like connected music videos, or with Rolling Up the Welcome Mat for Kelsey, that's a whole short film of the whole EP. So just really creating a world for that music.
Well, yeah, and now we're even going backwards in terms of like full circle moments of everyone did these. It went from like full length films for like things with the Beatles, and then it got shorter and shorter and shorter, and now we're going back to whole visual storytelling albums that like have a whole short film attached to them. Like Carter Faith just did that with hers.
Oh, she did?
Or no, not Carter. Yeah, I think Carter did with Cherry Valley, but I meant to say Jessie Murph did that with her latest album. She like created a whole short film with it, I believe. So, or like Beyonce's Lemonade had a whole short film esque music video style things with it. So
Casey Musgraves had Star-Crossed, was like a whole like, you go like Sammy K and I went to the theater for that, so that was a whole film of the movie too, film of the album too.
Which I think even though it was Taylor did the whole movie theater experience thing for her album, I think fans genuinely have really wanted her to do something like that for a long time, where they can actually sit and watch a whole music video movie for her album,
and not just like the lyric videos. And then the one music video the one single had the music video. I don't know why I can't say the right words right now. It's fine. The next thing I had was just kind of like a discussion point, I guess, of if music videos still matter today. And I'm kind of just throwing this at you because mine's like a well thought out response. So sorry. that you have to think on the fly. But I feel like they matter, but not for the reasons that they used to. So like with when it was MTV controlling who got seen and there's gatekeepers and stuff, it was like all about exposure and being like a sales driver. But now with the short form videos, it's more like driving discovery and serving different functions of the visual branding, and just also like social media of you can have a full music video, but then you can have like the screen grabs, the clips, all this like promo assets part of it as well. And I feel like it's more of like a deeper fan connection, bringing longevity to a song, anchoring an era, and they're more just like, I guess in summary, like more of a strategic thing and not necessarily a mandatory thing of with MTV. It was like you had to have a music video to kind of get your career to go anywhere, but now it's just more of a strategic thing.
I agree. I think, but it was like, don't waste your money if you don't have the resources to do anything with it. Like, don't just throw it out there to throw it out there. Like, make sure that you're doing something with it. That would be what I would say. Mm-hmm. And then I also think that even in like the short little window of time, just like, are you getting something up on YouTube or a visual platform? Because even like early YouTube, it wasn't, well, do you have a music video out on your YouTube? It was, are you releasing covers? Are you doing active things on it? So just having some visual aspect. But I think even in the last couple years, videos had really gone down, and now we're seeing like another big upsweep with them. I think like Doechie's, oh gosh, what's that song? She had a music video come out
for Anxiety.
No, it was the one before that really pushed her all of a sudden. And so like all of a sudden then it was like the creative aspect, I think, of music videos is kind of coming back around to like people wanting to do it for that creative outlet and like actually having some good visual with it. Whereas like when people were for a while just making a music video to make a music video wasn't doing anything because it was just like expected. Like, oh, you throw a music video up there. Whereas like, and I think that's always been where Taylor strives well too, is that her visuals have always been like really good visuals, and that's helped a lot. Yeah. Because even though people were like mocking the song and everything like that, who wasn't doing the Ophelia dance from that music video? Exactly from that music video. So I was like, when you said dance moves and stuff, I just thought of that. Like, we're still doing it. So it's if a music video is good, it can really help you. But if you're just throwing it up, make sure you're at least using it for other leverage and not just like, oh, well, my music video didn't do anything. Because that, it's not going to.
Maybe it was like a Belmont thing where Leslie Fram was talking about like helping like female artists with when she was at CMT and stuff, and like she would ask like, do you have a music video? Like, you don't have to make a high budget one, like do something simple so we can like put it on CMT kind of thing. So I guess it was still important in that aspect, but also it might just be because that was how she could help.
Connection avenue. Exactly. I was going to say, it depends what your connections are, like, and what you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to be, it just depends on what you're trying to do with your career. If like that's your next step is to like get a music video on CMT, then like, I mean, obviously now it's not useful, which is unfortunate. But like, you know, if those were your goals, then and those were your connection points, then like, but if you're trying to get radio singles and all of this stuff, then it may not be completely the avenue that you're going to go down. Like, it just depends what your goals are and what you're looking at for your connections. So,
all right, but I think it's definitely important still of you can get a lot of content from a music video of not even just the full video, but you can be, while you're dressed up and you have all this imagery of the scene and stuff, like you can get the short form stuff.
Photo shoots out of it.
Because I mean, I see that with Lainey of, she had like different visuals for all the deluxe songs on her album, not just Somewhere Over Laredo. And then I noticed right now she has Peace, Love, and Cowboys Holiday Edition is her little EP of that, and then Christmas Cookies and Let It Snow featuring Bing Crosby. And there's a music video for that one as well. And the opening scene before it goes to the like, I don't think it's claymation, but some sort of cartoon
Oh,
thing.
yes, I saw that. That was so cute.
But before that part, it's like her with the snow globe, and that is a clip from the Peace, Love, and Cowboys holiday music video.
Okay.
So I just think it's great when people can be smart and strategic about utilizing the time that they're going to be in a space getting footage and stuff to grab as much as they can so they can use it elsewhere as well.
Well, and you know who else is really smart about music videos too is Sabrina Carpenter, because each one connects to the last one.
Yeah.
So she created a whole world, like she created her whole branding world within these music videos.
And then makes a joke about it.
If you're doing smart things like that, then that's very different.
Because, like, was it the last one? She made a joke of, like, it's a thing. The guy has to die in the video. I'm so sorry. And, like, just gets to poke fun at herself, essentially, now that that's, like, kind of part of the branding of her music videos, part of her career. But, yeah. Do you have any other thoughts before my last thing? No? I just thought it'd be fun to talk about our own, like, videos that we, as a child, maybe, like... But yeah, do you have any music videos like when you were growing up that you watched and still remember or anything like that?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. For me, music videos were a weird thing. I didn't really like care about them, and I still don't like kind of care about them. Like I want to, but like I don't. And like unless everyone's like raving about them or like something, or I catch a video glimpse of it and I'm like, oh, I want to watch it, like to see what's going on. And that's what I did with the Doechii song that I just can't think of. But I love like fun nostalgic, like, and that's what she did in it. She was like an old TV show that she like recreated, but like had the song. I did watch a lot of music videos because when I was in high school, I like didn't know what to watch as far as TV because like I don't know. I just didn't know what to watch.
Yeah.
So I used to just go on CMT and just watch music videos all day. But it was like my background noise. I was always doing other things and like I just have it on in the background. So it's how I discovered people like Caroline Cole from her If He'd Ever Look Up music video, and some Toby Keith ones was always how I found those. Has a lot of good ones. And some of the new like Drake White and you know, that was the era. Kip Moore, Hunter Hayes, like those were all the eras that I grew up in. And then they had a lot of like CMT women, and that's how I found a lot of like new female country artists. And then I also would find I always hated, and I still kind of do, just like the performance ones where it's like just a concert setting and it's just like you obviously just had the single and were already like to the point where you were kind of moving on and just didn't know what else to do, so you just put together this. And so I don't hate music videos. I love being in them. I think they're fun. I'm in a couple. Like I'm in Ashley Cook's which one is it? Back in the Saddle. Okay. And I'm in one for another country artist that I did some line dancing in. So I like being in them, but I don't have like anything in specific that I like really loved. I don't care what anyone else says. I loved the Don't Look What You Made Me Do music video. Yeah. Will Forever. That was the only time I was like, holy shit, and me and Katie sitting in that dorm room, screaming our heads off. That is the only time I've ever been like that, like, oh my god, this music video, what is going on?
I mean, I don't actually remember this because I was like 9 months old, but I do have footage and I have posted it because it tied into my own music video promotion and stuff of watching Man, I Feel Like a Woman on TV at 9 months old and just like staring at it like, oh. But it's like the youngest one I can remember. Obviously, Taylor always has like...
Oh, you know what, actually?
You Belong With Me, Love Story.
Disney played so many music videos, too, in between all of their shit. So, like, Allie and AJ, Chemicals React, or not Chemicals React, Allie and AJ, Potential Breakup Song. Yeah. I watched that music video so much, and all I kept thinking was, I want to play guitar and be a badass woman like that. And I always attribute that, watching that performance. And it's not even, like, a really, like, big music video. It's like very much them just kind of singing and playing. And
which
like,
you just said you don't like.
No, I don't like it when it's the live concert.
Oh, okay. Ones. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm technically somewhere in Flatline or Dierks Bentley and Cole Swindell because they filmed it at the show I was at in Sioux Falls, but not visibly because we're in the back. But
But like ones like Dierks Bentley's Drunk on a Plane is always fun.
Yeah. And how it's Somewhere on a Beach is connected to that one.
Yeah, I love that.
I like when they tie in, like, that's what I had written down was, because I think this was more so watching CMT on weekends, mornings, like, growing up, was Carrie Underwood, Before He Cheats, All American Girl, and Last Name all have, like, ties together with the truck from Before He Cheats.
Oh, really?
So... love her music videos from that time period of her career. Brad Paisley is hilarious with his videos. I remember just like very much whenever I was on the computer. I don't know what
song it is of his, but the one with the squirrel I saw so much
I think that's
as a
Water. Kid. I think it might be Water because he's like skiing.
He's skiing in the water and I was like, this damn squirrel's back again. I saw it so much, and I was like, "What is with this squirrel?"
Maybe Riverbank.
It's Riverbank. That's what it is.
Yeah, still water. I was just very much on YouTube as a source of listening to music in the background while I was doing other things on the computer growing up, but then also would watch his music videos. So like Celebrity, Online, Waiting on a Woman, I'm Gonna Miss Her were like some of the top ones. Online has Taylor and Kelly Pickler in it.
Oh, that's Brad Paisley. Why did I think that was Kenny Chesney? Doesn't Kenny Chesney also have one with her? Or is that Tim
I think
McGraw?
That might be Big Star or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, then Celebrity, I think, is the one that has what's his face from Star Trek, I think, in it. William Shatner.
Oh, okay.
Because they do like a American Idol parody thing. It's like, I like the end of the song. Oh, the part where it goes high? No, the end. When you were done. When you stopped. So, like, that still sticks in my head. So, I guess that's kind of a good factor of if it's a good video of if things stick with you years later.
Yeah, for sure.
He's definitely more on the comedic side of things, but then Waiting on a Woman is definitely more the heartfelt, so kind of has both in there. Which I think that one, what's his name? That one has a guy who passed away recently, or not recently, but someone.
I mean, there's always like the lovey ones. I even have one of mine is the love one with our friends Bennett and Kate, and I just made them go around and shoot little love scenes. So
yeah,
but like those are like okay.
Andy Griffith, that's who the guy is in the music video.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
But when they're funny, I love a funny music video.
Right, funny music videos are a good time. But yeah, do you guys have favorite music videos? Let us know. If you have any thoughts about the importance, or maybe you disagree with us and say music videos are dead, we'd love to hear your opinions either way. You can comment them on our YouTube for this episode or on our socials, or you can email to themusiclenspodcast@gmail.com. Our socials are at the Music Lens Podcast on all the socials. While you're at it, feel free to rate and review us wherever you're listening. That helps us with the algorithm and all that. You could follow Alex at Alex Lager Music on all the things, and you can follow me at Katie Fee Music on all the things. And we will see you next time. Bye.